Things have taken a really interesting turn with wide receiver Rashee Rice. Not only is he getting healthier, but the odds are increasing that he might not be suspended at all during the 2025 NFL season. And if that happens, that means the Chiefs' offense could be fully locked and loaded, which is flat-out terrifying for the rest of the NFL. We've got a lot to dive into: Rashee Rice's legal update, some key signings the Chiefs made this past week, a wide receiver prospect KC is meeting with, and a possible trade-up scenario in the draft. But first up, the Chiefs brought back safety Mike Edwards. I talked about him a bit last week, but this is a super underrated move for KC's safety room. With Justin Reid now with the Saints, this unit is young. We're talking Brian Cook, Shamari Connor, and Jaden Hicks, all 25 or younger. Deon Bush is still on the roster, but he's more of a special teams guy who spent most of 2024 on the practice squad. Mike Edwards brings much-needed veteran leadership and knows the system from his 2023 stint. He could even push for a starting role. Brian Cook had an up-and-down year coming off injury. Shamari Connor struggled in the slot, where he likely won't play much in 2025. Jaden Hicks flashed serious potential last season and should get more run. Add it all up, and while losing Reid hurts, adding Edwards steadies the ship. If guys like Hicks or Cook take a step forward, this unit could still be very solid, and they don't have to reach in the draft to fill this spot. The Chiefs also added edge rusher Janarius Robinson, a super athletic DE who's still fighting to find his NFL footing. This dude fits the mold of athletic projects Brett Veach loves to take swings on. He's 6 feet 5 inches, 260 pounds with a 9.33 RAS, relative athletic score, but has barely seen the field since being drafted in 2021 due to injuries and practice squad stints. He got some snaps with the Raiders in 2023 and 2024 and made his debut against KC. He's probably a depth piece or practice squad guy, but hey, Coach Spags and D-line coach Joe Cullen are experts at developing talent. No harm taking a flyer on a guy like this. Still, I don't have him cracking the 53-man roster right now. That room is stacked with Karlaftis, Omenihu, Felix Anyadikuzoma, Mike Dana, Malik Herring, and possibly Cameron Thomas again. Before we go any further, big shout-out to today's sponsor, Good Chop. They deliver high-quality American meat and seafood straight to your door. No more gambling with grocery store cuts. Good Chop sends vacuum-sealed, flash-frozen proteins, so your freezer stays fully stocked. Whether it's Gulf shrimp, Atlantic salmon, thick-cut bacon, or juicy chicken breasts, my family devours it all. We've used them for over a year and love every box. Plus, their prices have stayed the same for over 4 years, and they source from U.S. farms and fisheries. Backed by a 100% money-back guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Support American farms and this channel. Now back to Rashee Rice. According to 23-year criminal defense attorney Drew Davenport, there's growing reason to believe Rice won't face a suspension in 2025. While he's not involved in the case, Drew knows the legal system and said this case is likely still months, maybe a year, away from resolution. There's been no indictment yet. No charges showing up in county databases. And the case seems stuck in a massive backlog in Dallas. This would mirror Alvin Kamara's situation. Off-field incident in early 2022, played all of 2022, then suspended 3 games in 2023. Similar timeline here is entirely possible. Bottom line, there's now a legit chance that Rice plays the entire 2025 season. And that would be huge for KC's receiver room. Hollywood Brown is back on a 1-year prove-it deal. Xavier Worthy is entering year 2 after flashing major promise late last season. Rice being cleared to run full routes now and expected to be 100% for training camp? That's massive. That trio finally gets a chance to show what all the off-season hype was about last year. And the early signs are very encouraging. Even if Rice avoids suspension, I still think KC could, and should, take a WR in the first 3 rounds. One name to keep an eye on, Isaiah Bond from Texas. He's already met with several NFL teams and is set to meet with the Chiefs. Bond is a burner, 4.39 40-yard dash, plays with toughness, and offers versatility, outside, slot, return game. He's not the cleanest route runner and he's undersized at 5 feet 11 inches, 180 pounds. But Mahomes loves throwing to open receivers, and Andy Reid's offense schemes guys open. If he falls to round 2 or 3, I'd be all over that. The more weapons, the better. There's buzz the Chiefs might trade up in round 1, especially for a tackle. Josh Simmons is a name that keeps popping up, but medical concerns, patellar tendon injury, may cause a slide. Another option, Arianti Ursary out of Minnesota. Local kid, ideal OT size, and a crazy 9.89 RAS. NFL.com's Chad Reuter even had the Chiefs trading up with the Vikings to snag Ursary at 24. Interesting because the Vikings only have 4 picks and might want to move down. Still, with Jalen Moore signed for 2 years and Kingsley Suamataia developing, the Chiefs do have the luxury to groom a rookie tackle. If KC doesn't go offensive line in round 1, watch for these names on defense. Walter Nolan, DT, immediate impact potential. Shamar Stewart, DE, Texas A&M, nearly 10.0 RAS, 39 pressures in 2024, solid versus the run. James Pierce Jr., another high-end edge prospect on their radar. And finally, don't forget the Chiefs have until May 1st to pick up the 5th-year options for Trent McDuffie, would cost KC $13.6 million. George Karlaftis, would cost KC $15.1 million. Both are solid value compared to top-dollar players at their positions. McDuffie feels like a no-brainer. Karlaftis, that depends on how the cap shakes out, but I'd still lean yes. Let me know in the comments. Would you pick up the option on McDuffie and Karlaftis? And if you could only pick one, who's it gonna be? Until next time, freakin' go.